Hey guys, Thogden here, and welcome back to our Champions League predictions. Game week 6, match day 6, the final round before the knockouts, the final round before the Qatar World Cup break.
Got a smile on me boat race. Why? Because it's Thogdad, 13 points, Thogden. 8 points, Thoggy lad, you're supposed to know about the game of football.
Because it's the last time until the knockouts, I want 20,000 likes. Now apparently, if you hit the like button, it brings some luck to your football club. Straight to the early kickoffs, Bayer Leverkusen versus Club Brugge, 5:45 over in Germany on the Tuesday night.
This is fourth against first in Group B, and the Germans are fighting for their lives.
Leverkusen, absolute scenes in Madrid. Whilst at 2-2, there was a penalty to the Spaniards. They needed to score to make it to the Champions League knockouts, and he missed it. Carrasco made a mug of himself, not just with the penalty, but with the follow-up shot that he blocked.
I think they're going to do it. I'm going 2-1 to Bayer Leverkusen.
Leverkusen are now fourth on 4 points, and that 1 point has kept it in them to qualify for Europa League. They're only 1 point off it, and Club Brugge have qualified for the Champions League each way. This will be a Callum Hudson-Odoi masterclass. 1 goal, 1 assist, and a big win for the Germans to get them Europa League. Remember I said that. We're staying in Group B for that match Porto versus Atletico. 5:45 kickoff. I love when the matches at the same time because the whole group is determined through this. Porto, they did really well against Bruges. To go and batter them 4-0 away from home showed real character.
Atletico have got to do better than Bayer Leverkusen to get into the UEFA Europa League. This is going to be a tight one in Portugal. I reckon this is going to be a 1-1 draw.
You're going to play an easier match in the first round of the knockouts if you finish first in the group. It's as simple as that. Atletico are going to be beaten down. They don't really want Europa League. They're one of the biggest clubs in the world. So I don't think they'll have that energy and motivation to go and beat the Portuguese clubs. Now, whenever a Portuguese side play a Spanish side, it's fiery. I can expect yellow cards, red cards. If you're slapping a little punt on, go for it. But if you're on Omada, I'm backing Porto. 2-1, 93rd minute winner from Ivan Ilson. We've complete Group B. I've already pictured it. 2 big home wins. Let's slide over to Group C, where I've just watched the Bavarian Kings Bayern Munich destroy the funeral of FC Barcelona, and now they will play at home to Inter. And I think the Germans have got this in the bag. It's actually quite a pointless game.
Both got through, so really, who cares about this game? I'm giving it to Bayern Munich 2-0.
I just think Bayern are too good for them. I'm going to go 3-1, Musiala, masterclass. I used to hate on him. He's one of the best football players in the world. Group A time for an 8 p.m. kickoff on the Tuesday night. Jurgen Klopp isn't so happy right now. He's just lost at home to Leeds, who were fighting relegation. They nearly sacked their manager. If they went out and battered them, it would have been the end of the Leeds gaffer. But he got a win. But Napoli, it's a different story. They are winning everywhere they go.
These are 2 teams who can realistically win the tournament. Now, don't laugh at that. I did see Liverpool against Leeds.
This year, there's no outright clear winner apart from Man City, and they have tendencies to bottle it.
Don't write Liverpool off in Europe. I think this is going to be a 1-1 draw with some heavy rotation.
Unless Liverpool win 4-0, that they actually end first place in this group, which means they're going to have a hard first round knockout match, maybe a PSG, maybe a Bayern Munich, etc. So it's not looking good for Liverpool. I'm going to go 3-2 Napoli. I just think they'll want it more. The beautiful thing about this club from South Italy is everybody's just putting the eye on the Georgian, but really it's Osimhen off the bench. It's Lobotka in the holding mid-role, playing with his Polish teammate Zielinski. It's Raspadori, Simeone giving competition with the forwards who start. Lozano as well. Everybody in that forward line wants to play under Spalletti. They want to show the world what they can do, so maybe they've just cracked it. Time to send it to the madness. That is Group D. Tottenham are top on 8 points. Sporting on 7. Frankfurt on 7. Marseille on 6. So technically, you can bump up from 4th to 1st with a win here. And to make things even more crazy, Sporting are playing Frankfurt at the same time. We could see any 2 clubs go through. That is the beauty of football.
If they draw, they might go through. Tottenham win, they go through. If they draw, they go through. Oh my goodness, I tell you what, this group is incredible.
Although they did an incredible comeback against the South Coast Bournemouth in the Premier League, they had to really dig deep. They had to give it everything for Antonio Conte. And they're going to have to go to Marseille, probably one of the most difficult places in the world to go and get a result. They will cause mayhem. Now, the Frenchmen have lost 3 games in a row and they've just drew 2-2 to Strasbourg. But that does not matter.
Olympique Marseille, that is a really tough place to go. I'm going here for a 1-1 draw.
Every French fan is off their seat, causing this insane atmosphere. If there's ever a word called the 12th man, it's here. A lot of the Marseille players being ex-Arsenal. Nuno Tavares, Guendouzi, the list goes on, really. Alexis Sanchez, for God's sake, who turns up in Champions League nights. This will be the game of the century. But I sent an Alexis last-minute winner. 3-2, Marseille. 5-goal thriller. Kane and Son will probably start off stat padding, but Marseille will drag their way back into it. The odds will be incredible on Omada, and if you want to join our league, the code is thogden. It's literally my name. To complete Group C, we're talking about Inter versus Barcelona. It's boring because Barca are on 4 points, Pilsen are on 0. The Czech boys, I put faith in them last time against Inter. They lost again. They held up for a few minutes. They bottled it. I think Barcelona are finished, and for years to come. They sold their TV rights, and they can't even buy them back. They've got a clause to buy them back. They can't afford that with Europa League nights. I'm sorry, they're finished. You know what? 1-0 Pilsen. I don't care. At this point, they're so done out here. They're so done. The Czech boys are going to win.
Meaningless game. I reckon it's going to be Pilsen 1, Barcelona 2.
Over to Glasgow for Rangers versus Ajax. Now, if Rangers win... no, goal difference. Yeah, they're screwed. But maybe because it's head-to-head, if they win this match, they can get Europa. They need to find it from somewhere. Dig deep. Do it for the gaffer. Kick on their season. Because right now, the Dutchman, I don't believe in his managerial skills and tactics. They are missing a lot of players. Lundstram, Tom Lawrence, Hadji, Goldson, Suter. I mean, the list goes on.
No points in the tournament. They're playing for pride. Rangers 1. No, not. Rangers 2. Let's give them 2 goals. Rangers 2, Ajax 2.
I'm sitting on the fence here, going for a 2-2 draw. I think there's going to be goals galore, lots of rotation. Ajax want to focus on the Eredivisie. Rangers want to focus on the Scottish League, which they can still win. However, what I am fired up for is this Group D game. Holy crap. Sporting against Frankfurt. All the Portugueses were loving life. I saw them as I landed back in London Thursday morning. They were all roaming around London. They were showing their scarves. Even the day after, they were proud to be Sporting de Portugal. They came to England and they came with a statement. They've built this electric side with incredible tactics. I don't know their manager, but I really believe in him. I'm going to back the Portugueses to win, and it's going to be quite big. They're going to win 3-1. Pedro Porro, Gonçalves, they're all going to just take this game into their own hands and drop a masterclass.
The Germans have to push for a win here. Anything less than that will be meaningless. Theo, this is where you should be this week, but it's going to be a 2-2 draw and an absolute classic.
Group F, Real Madrid, they're on 10 points. Leipzig are on 9, so beating Celtic is key because they do not want to end up second in the Champions League group and have to play a big English club in the next round of the Champions League. Nobody wants that in the same wages. Celtic are not on the same wavelength. I was at the other leg in Glasgow. Celtic, half-time was 0-0. They actually put up a great fight, but when you're at Bernabeu and you've got Benzema fully fit, that he came off injured the last time they faced each other, you've got Valverde, who's looking to show the world for Uruguay how good he is at the world. I think Real Madrid are going to win this 4-0. I'm sorry, Celtic fans. I think it's going to be a relegation party atmosphere. It's like when Bolton went Fulham away. You're going to have a good time, Celtic fans. And I've got a lot of respect for that club, but they're just not good enough against Real Madrid on the pitch. So 4-0 over to Thogden.
Bit of a meaningless game. Only pride to play for. Real Madrid 3, Celtic 1.
Oh my God. This game is nuts. Shakhtar against Leipzig. Now, you wouldn't bat an eyelid, but you've got Mudryk. You've got so much quality in that side. And now Mudryk wants to be playing Champions League football. They have to win, and they will go second. They have a better goal difference than Leipzig, and if they beat Leipzig, their head-to-head form will make them bump ahead. So the Ukrainians can still qualify for the Champions League, even though Leipzig beat Real Madrid last game. And that was absolutely astonishing. They got their tactics right. They're favourites to win.
Shakhtar, what an incredible story this year. They must win this game on neutral ground to get through to the next stage of the tournament.
I think Shakhtar are going to go out and win. I'm going to back them. 1-0, Mudryk, last minute. I could be completely wrong here. I've just had that weird feeling. The odds are against me. Maybe I'm just taking L's here, left, right, and centre, but it just means a lot to the Ukrainians.
I reckon this is also going to be an amazing game, but I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw.
Group E, AC Milan versus Salzburg. Now, this game is huge. AC Milan are on 7 points in second. Salzburg are third with 6 points. Milan are too good. Their last match, they won 4-0 against Dinamo Zagreb. I don't see any problem with the Italians going out and smashing it at home. I think they're going to win this. It'll be tight. No, I'll say 3-1. It'll be 2-1 till the latter stages. Salzburg go for it. It opens up gaps. Milan get a winner. And they go into potentially first place. Depending on Chelsea, no, they'll probably win. So second place for the Italians. But the main thing is that they qualify for the next round of the Champions League, and it's great to see that Milan, such a historic club with so many Champions League trophies, they used to have all the best players, they're starting to creep back success, and that is a beautiful story.
AC Milan, a draw will be good enough here. A win, of course, would be brilliant, and I reckon they'll get that. 2-1 to the Italians.
Group E again for Chelsea against Dinamo Zagreb. Now, the last time they played, they lost. Chelsea got battered in Croatia. Well, I wouldn't say battered. It was Aubameyang's debut. Things didn't fall their way, and the Blues won. It's time for revenge. It's time to knock Dinamo Zagreb out of the Champions League. They want to go out there. I think Raheem Sterling needs to finally prove himself because the World Cup is coming close, and he's not done much for Chelsea over the last few weeks. I think they'll win 3-0. Raheem Sterling goal and assist. Remember I said that? It's going to happen now.
Chelsea, they're qualified already. They will rotate players, and I reckon that rotated side will win easily. I'm going for a 3-1 home victory.
Group G is completely pointless because City are 3 points above Dortmund, which are 3 points against Sevilla, which are 3 points against Copenhagen. Wow, that was a bit of a tongue twister. No, it wasn't. It was just saying the same thing over and over again. The only thing that could happen in this game is a lot of scraps. Apparently, the Dortmund Ultras have been banned to go to Copenhagen because of how much that kicked off when Copenhagen fans went to Dortmund. Now, I think Dortmund have a friendship with Brøndby, so I'm getting all political with football here and all Ultras side. That's the only thing that really matters in this game. Dortmund are going to win, tight 1, 2-1, and yeah, the win is going to come from Adeyemi.
Copenhagen have not scored a single goal in this tournament. Will they score against Borussia Dortmund? No, they won't. Copenhagen 0, Borussia Dortmund 2.
Group H, this game is flipping massive. Juve PSG. PSG are on 11 points. They're first. Juve are third with 3 points. You probably think, why would anyone want to win this game? Because Benfica are causing the Frenchmen problems. PSG, Neymar, Messi and Mbappe, they need to turn up once more before the World Cup break and get a result to end first place. We might just see the Italians turn up. They've got Vlahovic, they've got some good players. I'm going to go 3-2. I'm going for a lot of 3-2s in this video. I just think goals galore. I think either way, I'm going to go PSG 3-2. Late winner from Fabian Ruiz.
Juventus have got to do better than Maccabi Haifa to get into the Europa League. What's all that about? Juventus used to be a decent team. I reckon this is going to be Juventus 1, PSG 2, and Juventus go out of Europe completely.
Maccabi Haifa against Benfica. Now, usually, you wouldn't think this game is a pointer because it's 11 versus 3 points once again. If Benfica bottle this, they stay second, so they're happy. They're still going to the Champions League knockouts. But the Israelis can qualify for Europa League. Now, Maccabi Haifa were never going to win the Champions League. They were never going to make the knockouts. But what they do is put up real fight and passion. They have much better qualities than Victoria Pilsen. Victoria Pilsen have been useless. They even beat Juve at home. And I think they're going to beat Benfica at home. Maybe I'm crazy. 1-0. The odds are completely against me. But when I backed them last time, they were. And this would get Europa League.
They can leapfrog Juventus. Can you believe that? This is another of those really interesting encounters. It's also going to be a 2-2 draw. I've gone for loads of 2-2s, haven't I?
Finally, Man City, Sevilla, boring. Because City are already through. They can't even go down to second because of goal difference. And Sevilla have got Europa League no matter what. City 4-0. Haaland will stat pad because he knows he's not going to the World Cup. And he's not that injured. Don't worry. Don't take him out of your UCL fantasy teams. I'm backing City all the way. 4-0 Haaland. Brace or hat-trick. I'll go a brace and an assist.
Man City are unbeaten in the group. They will rotate players, but I still think they're going to beat Sevilla 3-1.
Big up Omada. I'm going to leave the link in the description to join the league because we're giving away loads of prizes and you can be on Champions League predictions next week if you get first place. The coins reset each week. So if you join now, because it's Monday, you get to start from the same level as everybody else and win the prizes. It's mad. Little hint for you. You may see me follow a couple French teams. That's all I'm going to say. Bye-bye.